Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Flash episode 15 video. Finally learned the identity of the Reverse Flash. Also got to meet the new Weather Wizard. Don't feel bad if your Reverse Flash theory didn't pan out. The way they adapted the comics is a little confusing because they're blending the Wally West run and the Barry Allen run, so you have aspects of two different Reverse Flashes combined. I still do think we're going to see another Reverse Flash before the end of the season. Now that we know who he is, though, we can talk about which storylines they might do, because they said that they're building up to a very notable Flash story, probably having to do with this guy here. So just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet, starting with top 5 moments. Number 5, meet the new Weather Wizard. I like the way they started the episode in flashback. We go all the way back to the first episode in the particle accelerator explosion. We see that both Martin brothers were on that plane when it exploded. I chuckled a little bit when Martin said that he broke every bone in his body. I mean that sucks. Obviously this is gonna hurt a lot, but he was just laid up this entire time. That's why we didn't see him until now, is because all of his bones were broken. A lot of you guys were tweeting Last Airbender jokes at me during the episode, like Korra Last Airbender. Like, he is the Avatar of the Flash universe. Avatar the Last Flashbender. Because Liam McIntyre is such an amazing actor, they're probably gonna try and keep him around as long as possible. So however they wrap him up, however they defeat him in next week's episode, they'll probably do so in a way that will allow him to come back. It's just that the Flash show has been losing actors to this new spin-off show. Like, we've already lost Captain Cold and Heatwave. Heatwave was just signed to the new spin-off show, meaning they're gonna have to bring in some new rogues. So it's like Mirror Master and obviously the new Weather Wizard. I say it all the time, but I totally dig the special effects that they used for him. And the fact that they gave Barry Allen a full-blown lightsaber to defeat him. It was really a twist on the weather control rod that the classic Weather Wizard used. I explained it in my trailer video, but the original Weather Wizard wasn't called Weather Wizard. Clyde Martin was a scientist. He was a weather scientist that created the control rod to help people. His brother, Mark Martin, was a villain. He stole the rod, killed his brother accidentally, and then took the mantle of Weather Wizard and used the device to commit crime. So the show just had a nice twist on that. They gave him special powers, and they gave Barry Allen the control rod. The ball is now in your court, Stephen Amell. It's like Grant Gustin just wanted to get in on the lightsaber Saturday fun time. Number 4, the Barry Iris ship starts to cause some waves. Describe all the big WTFs in the episode using weather puns. That's the challenge. So Barry and Iris starting to take off. There had been some clips of them kissing on the set previously, but they were kind of spoilery, so I just chose to avoid them. I'm really bummed this is going to make his relationship with Linda Park go down in flames, because she's such an amazing character. I really hope the show keeps her on in season 2. But now that Iris is finally in on the secret, she can start having some fun too. Like, the character is going to get so much more fun now. There's nothing worse than being like the one odd character out, like the one who doesn't know what's going on at all. It makes you look kind of silly. As we saw in the teaser for the next episode, obviously this is going to have a very bad effect on Barry's relationship with Eddie Thawne. There's a whole lot of Eddie Thawne to talk about, especially with respect to the Reverse Flash, so I'm going to wade through that as we get through WTFs, just because there's so much stuff to get through. On to number 3, Mason Bridge has evidence that Harrison Wells killed Simon Stagg. As we saw in the trailer, he's going to be getting a visit from the Reverse Flash pretty soon, probably to get the information on that digital drive. But because things got a little timey-wimey at the end of the episode, it throws a lot of the timeline into question. He said he was going to publish the information on Sunday, and it's usually Tuesday, like it's usually Tuesdays whenever the show airs. It just is funny that way. So if Barry went back in time, it means that next week's episode will also be on the same Tuesday. So the Reverse Flash will have to go after him before Sunday. So that'll also probably happen in next week's episode. We also saw footage in the trailer that looked like it was from episode 18, the crossover episode, where they were investigating a dead body. It's possible that that dead body is either Simon Stagg's or it's Harrison Wells. I know a lot of you think that it might be like Harrison Wells and the Reverse Flash just assumed his identity when he killed him in the past. Or Harrison Wells could be a completely fictional persona, like he could have never existed. Based on what Mason Bridger said, I'm going to guess that the corpse belongs to Simon Stagg. On to number 2, Barry accidentally time travels while trying to defeat Weather Wizard. This is our first look at time travel. It didn't look like Barry had to get too crazy. He was screaming while he was running, so clearly he was going super fast. But what I really want to know now is how is he going to learn to control time travel? Because this time it was a total accident. Like, maybe he needs to expend more speed energy to go further backwards and forwards in time. And how does he control whether or not he goes backwards or forwards? It seems like part of next week's episode is going to have to be like a part 2, because he's going to be reliving some of these events. That explains why Cisco is still alive in the trailer. Remember, Barry does not know that Cisco was killed, and he doesn't know that Harrison Wells is Eobard Thawne. But the producers said that when he time traveled for the first time, it was going to be like a Groundhog's Day, funny, Terminator, scary situation, like funny and scary at the same time. So expect him to do things just a little bit differently the second time around. Like he's probably going to try and track down Weather Wizard extra fast, and that will lead to him consequentially getting to Cisco before he gets killed. And finally, my number one WTF moment, easy here. Harrison Wells reveals himself as Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash. Some would say, I am the Reverse. Such a great reveal, probably the best reveal on the show so far. From start to finish, the man in the yellow suit they saw was a recording. That's what Cisco was watching, just a recording on a loop. So when he was punching Harrison Wells, it was just Harrison Wells mimicking being punched. I think I've explained the backstory of Eobard Thawne in like at least 3 or 4 videos recently, so I'll try to find a link and I'll add one in the description. But basically, he's from the 25th century. Everything is super boring, there aren't any accidents, and it drives him crazy. Eventually, he learns about the Flash, studies him, gains Flash powers. Barry Allen ends up fighting him, so they become enemies. So he starts to time travel to try and defeat the Flash. But because he needs Barry Allen to become the Flash first, he can't kill Barry Allen. That's where you get into Flashpoint Paradox. I don't know necessarily that the show is going to try that. They might just try for the storyline where Barry snaps his neck. Just to explain both those storylines, Flashpoint Paradox, I mean, they turned it into an animated movie that you may have seen too. The Reverse Flash tries to turn Barry Allen into a living paradox so that he can kill him, but still retain his Reverse Flash powers. During the Silver Age comics, the Barry Allen Flash snapped Professor Zoom's neck, Eobard Thawne's neck, when he tried to kill Iris West. So the show could be building towards like one of those 2 big storylines. Flashpoint Paradox is a way bigger deal than snapping the Reverse Flash's neck, and I really do not want Tom Cavanaugh to leave the show. I totally want him back for season 2. Time travel, changing the past, is a way to accomplish that. Think about it this way, Barry went back in time, so he's going to do things a little bit differently. Cisco won't die, so he's already changed the past, meaning that they can continue to do that. They can keep going back and back in time. The other option is that Barry kills Eobard Thawne at the end of the season, but someone else takes the mantle of the Reverse Flash. Obviously talking about Eddie Thawne. That gets into another Wally West storyline where they transition from Professor Zoom to Zoom. It involved a Gorilla Grodd attack, and Gorilla Grodd is in an upcoming episode. We see Eddie Thawne killing 2 cops, so him taking the mantle of the Reverse Flash before the end of the season could have something to do with the Grodd storyline. So that's a really good jumping off point. What is the big storyline from the comics that you think that they're building towards? Is Barry going to snap Eobard Thawne's neck, or is it going to be even bigger? It's going to be like Flashpoint Paradox. It could also be just as simple as transitioning from Eobard Thawne to the Hunter Zolomon Zoom. Like they could lock up Eobard Thawne in the metahuman prison, but after that, Eddie Thawne could visit him and learn about the future of his family and gain Reverse Flash powers that way. So I've already mentioned most of the Easter eggs in the episode just is through my top 5 WTF moments, but here are a couple of really important comic book storylines you guys should check out that are relevant to what's going on right now. There's a prequel comic to Flashpoint Paradox that explains Eobard Thawne's backstory. I've also made a video based on that, so I'll add a link in the description. There's the Once and Future Flash. That's a Wally West versus Eobard Thawne story, where Eobard Thawne also explains his backstory. It's really cool too, because it's the Reverse Flash masquerading as Barry Allen versus Wally West. And then you should read Flash number 324. That's the issue where Barry Allen snaps his neck. I know a lot of you are asking what's going on between Eddie Thawne and Eobard Thawne. What's the connection? Eddie Thawne is probably just his great, many times removed grandfather. The Thawne line has a long-standing rivalry with the Allen family, with the Flash family. Some of what happens in the next couple of episodes is going to set that up. So, as we can see, stealing his girlfriend, not a good way to go. That's going to start things off. It's going to get worse from there. It's only going to get worse. As we get towards the finale, a rift will develop between Eddie and Barry until something really bad happens. We could see the Gorilla Grodd accident happen, the Hunter Zolomon accident from the comics. That could be the breaking point, where Eddie Thawne looks to become a Reverse Flash, thus beginning the long Thawne heritage. That being said, just because Eddie Thawne is going to wind up hating Barry Allen, hating the Flash, it doesn't mean that Eobard Thawne also hates the Flash for the same reason. He's a mad genius from the future. He can do whatever he wants. He can time travel. Why would he continue to hate the Flash? Unless the Flash has been battling him specifically. Typically in the comics, it's been a lot simpler than that. Eobard Thawne has just been crazy and hated the Flash. He wanted to steal his powers from him. What's probably happened is in the future, he's had some crazy plan. The Flash stopped him, so he's trying to kill the Flash in the past so that he can't stop him in the future. Yay for time travel. I am very much definitely doing a Q&A for this episode this week, but I'm going to wait till after the Arrow episode, so be sure to subscribe to get that. Don't forget, new episode of Arrow tomorrow. They're going to explain Ra's al Ghul's offer. We're going to learn a lot more about the history of the League of Assassins. So while you guys wait for that, you can click here for the Flash trailer again, especially for, for footage for the next couple of episodes. And you can click here for my Arrow trailer. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody, let's do the thing and go back in time.